You'll have to kill me, Mr. District Attorney. Because when I'm free, I'll expose you for what you really are. Bastard.
Welcome back to my dark corner of this sick world.
I'd like to bite your nipples off.
We're looking at 1983's Women's Prison Massacre.
Poor fools.
A vague sequel to the Black Emanuelle franchise and a belated entry in the women behind bars exploitation subgenre, directed by Dark Corner's regular Bruno Mattei, who starts off all arty. It's Chicago. Let's meet the characters.
Laura's who I am. Of the snake mask.
Imaginative.
Irene is who I am. Irene the slut. Filthy slut Irene.
Less imaginative.
My name is Emanuelle, and I'm a woman.
Ran out of ideas quite quickly there. This opening is from a play being staged in the prison.
But that's not what matters now.
I quite like that, but the inmates feel differently.
Instead of our applause, they deserve this.
Did everyone bring a salad with them? The play was written by Emanuelle, and the warden is also not a fan.
I won't ask you to give me an explanation for this filthy rubbish.
Boy, could that line apply to the film itself. We know what these films are about. Sex.
Let me introduce you to Bobby Saloni.
And violence.
We'll see about that.
Ever since we let them watch Over the Top, there's been an epidemic of arm wrestling.
Ah! Stop it! Haven't you had enough violence?
Emanuelle's adversary is Albina, and their bitter rivalry is established with typical subtlety,
I hate you.
boiling over into a yard fight. It's just possible she saw you coming. There's also the obligatory washroom scene, although even here, this prison is all about pushing the boundaries of live theatre. If it provokes a response. But there's more to Emanuelle's story.
Someone's gunning for me. I'm certain of it.
Why? Can someone give me the backstory in one line?
You were investigating a case of smuggling drugs just when you were framed and arrested, weren't you, Emanuelle?
Thanks. A corrupt politician is responsible for Emanuelle's incarceration.
In fact, if he doesn't stop me first, I swear I'll destroy him.
And we now meet him as he sends 4 male murderers into the women's prison.
They're due to arrive at the Santa Marta prison any time now to await sentence.
Notably, Crazy Boy.
You can never be sure how things will turn out until the enemy's been buried.
A nickname I'm guessing he's had for at least 20 years. And to be honest, he's saner than any of his friends.
Okay, but don't try any silly tricks, because we're likely to get irritable. No nonsense, the boys get nervous.
Now, I assumed this was the politician's plan to deal with Emanuelle, who is still a risk to him. Do a deal with crazy middle-aged man so he'll kill her. But once they're at the prison, the murderers take 2 of the guards hostage.
Drop that gun, you stupid bastard, or we'll wring the necks of these 2 whores like a couple of chickens.
He's not backing down.
You're responsible for the deaths of these 2 sluts.
Oh, now she's dead, you hand over your gun. Now, at the start of the film, there is a certain amount of exploitationness.
It's packed with violence and sex.
Alongside the theatre. But now the men enter the story, this becomes a completely different film, and one that we're not going to dwell on because while they're waiting for their demands to be met, the men take advantage of the captive population, some of whom do seem delighted to see them. Others less so, one woman taking extra extraordinary revenge that we can't even hint at here. You'll have to join us on Patreon to find out more, but trust me, you don't want to know more.
Sounds like fun, guys.
That's pretty much all that happens in the second third of the film, culminating in a forced game of Russian roulette between Emanuelle and Albina. All that antagonism set up, and that's how it ends. What about the politician?
My God, Emanuelle, alive after all.
He's here too.
You better not shoot or they're blasted to hell!
Another plot line satisfactorily concluded. Speaking of, the getaway car has been tampered with, leading to a high-speed foot chase. Looks like the finishing line of a zombie triathlon. Until...
Now at last, you and I are both equally matched against each other.
a climax that the film has been building to in no way that doesn't involve the lead character.
Now you're being stupid.
Okay, I think it goes without saying that this is a nasty movie that has no business existing, but even with that to one side, the story does irritate me. Like I said, I assumed Crazy Boy was sent there to kill Emanuelle. He's not.
What's going on?
The only reason for putting 4 dangerous psychopaths in a medium security women's prison is, well, the title said Massacre. It's not just going to happen by itself. Halfway through, this just stops being Emanuelle's story. All that stuff set up in the first half hour
I'll get you in the end.
goes nowhere. Notably, Emanuelle's play.
But if the script is not changed, I shall have to forbid it. The show must not go on.
That's the film I wanted to see. I've said this before. You can have sex, violence, and a story. Exploitation doesn't have to be plotless. It just always is.
What I don't understand is how you can suffer it.
Thanks for watching. To see an uncensored version of this review and find out the gruesome fate of one of the men, join us on Patreon as an acolyte. This film changes completely partway through. What other films do that, and are there any that actually get away with it? Let us know in the comments below.